Namaskar students. In our previous video, we have started the concept of functions of two and more variables. We have discussed about the concept of limit also. We have done one problem in which we have proved that the limit of given function at some specified point does not exist. Now, in this video, we will be discussing epsilon delta definition of a limit. And we are talking here about the function of two variables. So let us see this definition. Let f be a function which is defined on set S. So what is this S? S is the domain of this function. Since we are considering function of two variables, so it is very obvious that this domain S is subset of R square. Then what we are saying that this function f is said to have limit L as the ordered pair xy is approaching to the point which is ordered pair AB. What does it mean? Means we are talking about the limit of this function. And we are saying that the limit of this function at some point, which is the ordered pair AB, is L. So L is here limit, and the point at which we are finding the limit, that point is the ordered pair AB. So what we are saying that L is limit if for every epsilon greater than 0. Here we have condition, this epsilon is a real number and this real number is positive. It is greater than 0. Corresponding to each epsilon, we are saying that there exists delta. Again, this delta is positive real number such that mod of fxy minus L is less than epsilon. L is here limit. This is less than, the mod of this difference is less than epsilon whenever the distance between the point in plane, which we are denoting by ordered pair xy, and the second point is this point AB in the plane, whenever the distance between these 2 points is less than delta. Here, if I talked about this one, it refers to distance between these 2 points in the plane. So actually what we are saying in this definition, in this epsilon delta definition, we are saying that for the point this, we have some neighborhood. Actually, with the help of this delta, we are defining a neighborhood of this point. We have some neighborhood of this point, which is ordered pair AB, and when we are considering the value of functions in the neighborhood of this point, then the difference between the values of the function, which is fxy, and the limit, which is L, it is less than epsilon. Means when we are approaching to this point in this neighborhood, when we are talking about this neighborhood and we are considering any point in this neighborhood, then this difference between limit and the value of the function at the points in this neighborhood will be less than epsilon. So if it happens, then it means that the limit of the function at the point ordered pair A comma B exists. So while proving that the limit of a function exists at some given point, we will be using this epsilon delta definition. We will be finding the correspondence between epsilon and delta. This delta will be depending on this epsilon. So we will be finding such neighborhood in which when we are considering any point, then the difference in these two, the mod of fxy minus L is less than epsilon. Let us consider one problem. One problem we have already considered in our previous video, in which we have shown that the limit does not exist. But now we are considering a problem in which we will be proving that the limit of a function at some specific point exists. So let us start with the question. The question is, before taking question, I want to discuss one more thing. What we mean by the continuity of a function at a particular point. Right now we have discussed limit. We will be saying that the function f, which is defined on some set S, which is subset of R square, this function will be continuous at the point a comma b if the limit of the function at this particular point exists and that limit is equal to the value of the function at that point. So if this happens, then we can say that the given function is continuous at the point ordered pair a comma b. So let us consider a question. The problem is, let function f is defined by x plus y. This is the definition of given function. Show that this given function f is continuous at the point 1 by 2 ordered pair 1 by 2 comma 1 by 3. So this is our question. The function is given, the definition of function is given. We have to check the continuity of this function at the point 1 comma 2, sorry, at the point 1 by 2 comma 1 by 3. This is the point in our first quadrant in the Cartesian plane where we have to check the continuity. So for checking here the continuity, we have to verify that the limit of this function at the specified point exists. And secondly, that limit is equal to the value of the function at this point. So let us start the problem. Here, first of all, let us find out the value of the function at this point. Here, f, the point is 1 by 2, comma 1 by 3. Let us use the definition of function x plus y. So it will be 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3, which will give us 5 by 6. So to prove that this function is continuous, we have to verify that the limit of this function at this given point is 5 by 6. To prove f is continuous at the given point, we shall verify what we will verify, that limit at the given point for the given function, which is f, is equal to value of the function at the given point, which is ordered pair 1 by 2 comma 1 by 3, and which we have already evaluated is 5 by 6. So we will be trying to prove here that the limit of this function at the given point is 5 by 6. Let us consider the neighborhood of this point with the help of delta. Let delta greater than 0 be such that mod of x minus y, what is the point AB here? If I compare with the definition, that point ordered pair AB is ordered pair 1 by 2, comma 1 by 3, 1 by 2, comma 1 by 3, and this distance is less than delta. Now, if I use here the distance formula, we will get here distance between these 2 points in the plane will be given by x minus 1 by 2 whole square plus y minus 1 by 3 whole square. This is the distance between these 2 points, and this distance we have considered as less than delta, and let's just name this equation as equation 1. Now we will try to find the relation between epsilon and delta. Consider mod of fxy minus L. What is L? We have to prove here that the limit is 5 by 6. So we will be considering here L as 5 by 6. 5 by 6. Let us use the definition of the given function. The given function f is x plus y. So it will be x plus y minus 5 by 6. So we have considered the mod of fxy minus L. Now we will try to write this in such a way that it involves x minus 1 by 2, y minus 1 by 3. Why I'm saying this x minus 1 by 2, y minus 1 by 3? Because we have to establish the relation between epsilon and delta. And if you see the equation 1, which we have, in which we have delta, that involves x minus 1 by 2 and y minus 1 by 3. So I can rewrite this that this mod of this difference, I can write this 5 by x as 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3, and by rearranging terms we will get x minus 1 by 2 plus y minus 1 by 3. Now if you remember the epsilon delta definition, in epsilon delta definition we have considered that the mod of this difference is less than epsilon. Here we have, right now we have fx, mod of fxy minus L equal to this one. We have equality. So somehow we will try to convert this equality into inequality. So we know that mod of z1 plus z2, this is less than equal to mod of z1 plus mod of z2. So we will be using the same result here. It will be less than equal to mod of x minus 1 by 2 plus mod of y minus 1 by 3. This equality has been converted into inequality. Let us name this as equation number 2. Now see, equation 1 and 2 both involves this x minus 1 by 2 and y minus 1 by 3. Now we will try to find how we can relate x minus 1 by 2 with delta, and how we can relate this y minus 1 by 3 with delta. Now see here, mod of x minus 1 by 2. I can say that it will be equal to this one. There's no need to write mod if we are considering it in the form of square x minus 1 by 2 square. It is very clear that when we will be taking square root, we will be getting x minus 1 by 2. And if I add something positive in this, it is very obvious that if I add something here within the square root, if I add some positive number, then this equality will be converted into some inequality. And since we are adding a positive number, so it is very obvious that we will be having less than sign. And see what we are adding here. This we already have. And the term which we are adding here is y minus 1 by 3 whole squared. So we will be having here this inequality. And now if we will see equation 1, in equation 1, we have this as less than delta. So what we get, that is mod of x minus 1 by 2 is less than delta. And let us name this as equation number 3. We have this equation 1 in which we have considered the difference between 2 points as less than delta, means we have considered the neighborhood of the point which is the ordered pair 1 by 2 comma 1 by 3. Then we have considered that mod of fxy minus L. We have considered the mod of this difference. We have converted it into the form of inequality in equation 2. And now we are trying that how we can relate this mod of x minus 1 by 2 and this mod of y minus 1 by 3 with delta. Similarly, if I talk about this mod of y minus 1 by 3, we can write it as square root y minus 1 by 3 whole square, and let us convert it into inequality. Now this time we will be adding x minus 1 by 2 whole square. Why we are adding this one? Because we know that this expression, we have this expression in our equation 1, that this is less than delta. So from equation 1, we have that this is less than delta. So what we get, that is mod of y minus 1 by 3 is less than delta. And we can name this equation as equation 4. Now we will be using this equation 3rd and equation 4th in equation 2. We get mod of fxy minus L. L is here 5 by 6. It is previously, if you will see, we have the sign of less than equal to. But now we are saying that mod of x minus 1 by 2 is less than delta in equation 3rd. And similarly, we are saying in equation 4 that mod of y minus 1 by 3 is less than delta. So now we will be having only less than. We don't take here the sign of equal. We will be taking only less than. So it will be the first term is less than delta from equation 3rd, and the second term is also less than delta. We can see in above equation, which is equation 4th. This implies that mod of fxy minus 5 by 6 is less than 2 delta. Now, if we consider delta as epsilon by 2, then this 2 delta will become epsilon, and we will get that how this epsilon and delta are related. Consider delta as epsilon by 2, we get mod of fxy minus L, which is 5 by 6, is less than this. This means for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists delta equal to epsilon by 2 such that f of xy minus, I can say here, f of ab, here the point is 1 by 2, comma 1 by 3, less than epsilon whenever the distance between the point xy and the point 1 by 2, comma 1 by 3 is less than delta. This proves limit of this function at a given point exists, and it is equal to value of function at that point, which is 5 by 6. This shows f is a continuous function at 1 by 2, comma 1 by 3. So in this way, we can prove the continuity of function. We can prove that the limit of the function at some specified point exists. Thank you. Have a nice day.